How is it going, guys? Bit of a surprise for the most unhappiest man on the planet. I bought another project. After the Tata, there is a new project for him. He's gonna be well pissed off for me. So let me show you what's happening. So I got a BMW in here. I borrowed a forklift. I took this car off from a trailer and I delivered it to the most unhappy man in Tewkesbury. Don't worry, he's happy, I'm just joking. He's a lovely kid. Maybe it doesn't come out on the camera like that, but he is. He's gonna be well pissed off with me when I come in. So there is quite a few expensive cars in here because they are doing off-roaders. And let's just stop. Let's see the most unhappy man to deliver this BMW. Hello buddy, how you doing?
What the hell's that? Scrap.
What you mean scrap?
It's the wrong place for that.
What you mean? You know...
What? Honest, what?
Well, we need to shut off this forklift. Let me tell you about this.
I know you said you was getting a project, but this is far from a project.
You remember our Tata?
Yeah.
You remember his new engine in there?
Yeah.
Guess what this is for?
Right. I can see where this is going then.
So it's not going to be a scrap.
Well, it will be.
Well,
Most of it.
yes. So the idea I have, because I bought the Tata without an engine, and with Graham, we're going downhill, not uphill. Well, you can see they building off-roaders in here, and they normally jacked up too high. But the Tata is going downhill with a different project. Then being an off-roader is going to be
Well, it's a pickup.
It's a pickup, but it has to be a cool pickup. It has to be a floor scraper, some killer.
Yeah. Maybe not that low.
Maybe not that low, yeah. So the
You're getting a bit old now, so you've got to think about your back. It's true.
He's talking about himself. He's too old. Let's go through with this car. Why I bought it. What you find, mate? Well, it's a bit of a a bit of a shrub on it.
That wheel's facing a different way to that one. Oh,
Well, yeah,
that might not be attached.
yes. There is problems on the back as well.
These are nearly new.
Well,
A bit of play in the wheel bearing.
You
Maybe
reckon?
the arms.
No, it's probably because it's been jacked up.
Yeah, we'll get some tyre pressure on that.
Listen, mate. I've seen it in India. They make them brand new, or Pakistan.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we just tried to cut around and on that
You
one.
see, this is brand new. What you reckon, guys? This is like, you know, it's still good for MOT.
Yeah. For Stevie Wonder.
I don't know if we can open this one up. We can't.
Oh, it opens. Oh, got some bucket seats.
Yeah, so there is some good bits in there. An OMP seat. Well, at least it's one of them. The other one is just a seat. Hydraulic handbrake.
For your skids, man. For your skids.
That's a good idea. So you mean the Tata need to skid?
Yes. Tata needs to go with a drag strip now.
Is it?
No, you've got a better engine.
Well, on the back of the car, it say it's a 316 Ti, but let's have a looky on the front, and let's reveal to the viewers what we got in there.
Nice 6-potter.
A 6-potter, aftermarket air filter, and this is the M50B25. Well, it's a 2.5 liter
Non-turbo.
non-turbo at the moment. I know, I just bring this one up, mate. You know, you never know. But so this is a 6-potter. It does start.
Really?
Yeah. Shall we?
There's a battery.
The battery is in a boot.
Which we can't open.
Yes. The only way to open the boot, it's Yeah, there is.
eBay listing 362. The back is connected.
Oh, they flat as a dodo.
Yeah.
It's semi-stripped, but I've been told it's running.
Told it's running.
Don't give me that face. I've been told it's running.
Okay. Have you met people that says they tell you it's running? One careful owner, mate. Yeah.
I think it's coming from a non-smoker lady. You know, one careful owner, non-smoker.
Yeah. Never raced or rallied.
I think the bucket seat is there for safety.
I think so.
Yeah. And the slicks on the back, I think it's for safety again, because it's really in the summertime, so it's more, you know,
grips
patch.
the roads.
Yes, exactly.
I ain't stripping it. That's your problem.
What you saying? So I have to get this stripped?
You can strip it.
Okay. That's no problem.
Yeah. Make a change. You do some work instead of watching.
Oh, somebody's overtired a bit. That's a problem when you're coming down and see your mate. You know, you always tell to you viewers, I'm not doing anything.
No. You stand in the camera, you moan that I'm not doing it right.
I never moan you not done it right.
Alright.
How do I know? I'm not a professional as you are, mate.
Moan that something's not being done how you want it. Not done fast enough. Not done it this way.
Well, if you do something within 24 hours, you must be done in 24 hours. What's the point to do it in a short period of time, isn't it? There's no point to drag it out. So next thing next, obviously it need to be start up just to prove it is running, but the whole car is going to be stripped and ready to transform it into the Tata. I'm on the next day. Weather is a little bit changed. Typical British summer. It's a bit cold and it's going to be raining in a minute. So I'm in the back of the Beamer. Let me show you what I'm doing. This is the old battery. I got the boot open. I just flicked the dashboard back in because this car was semi-stripped. And here is the battery. So I'm gonna put that one in there just to replace it to make sure I start the car up. Because as Graham said yesterday, you know, it's easy to set, you know, somebody, oh yeah, it's starting, it's all fine, but when you come to it, if it's not going to start, it's not going to start, is it? So there's no point to strip the whole car to try to put it in a Tata if the engine is buggered. So let's have a look. So I put the battery in there, old one is there. The jumper leads in here, but I thought it's better off if I just use the shops from yesterday. So just make sure she is in neutral. See what she does. Nothing at all. Okay, so there is some connections. It's been disconnected. Ah, we got lights. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Go on, girl. Okay. That's not bad. Right. She is running. There is a bit of a noise coming from somewhere. It sounds like the alternator. It's like a bearing noise. But she's running. Fantastic. I think it's going to be a good project. So the engine is good, at least it's starting. Let's give it a rev just to make sure. I mean, it's down on the revs a little bit. Doesn't sound like auto choke is on it, but let's have a looky. the engine for the Tata. So let's get stripping.
Right, so we'll start with taking the front valance off, get the radiator out, and then what we'll do then is just bend it out of the way, undo all the wiring connections, and get the ECU out.
So far that's where I am with the stripping, and I've been told the ECU been replaced. Well, they said it's been tuned, and if you have a look, looks like they was absolutely right about it. It's been modified already, so I don't know any horsepower figures or anything like that, but that's a very good sign. Everything has been dismantled so far. I butchered the radiator to take it off. I'm not gonna play with it, to be honest with you, because it's a car is going to be scrapped. So everything is taken off. Obviously there is some oil leaks in there, you know, which is need to be rectified when we're building the truck, and the alternator is going to be easy to replaceable once we take the engine out. So all the parts has been disconnected, the ECU is out, it's with the ECU loom over there on the engine, but there is some wiring going down there into the cabin, and the problem is we're gonna need that. So all this have to come out, because I need to get to the wiring loom and feed it out, because we might need it. Well, we're gonna need it for the Tata, because I want to use the same clocks in a Tata, making like a template if I can, to put it in there. We had the discussion yesterday with Graham, so yeah, it's all the fun part begin now. So in here nothing have to be pretty. First get rid with the shrub. Just basically take out bolts, screws, whatever, because I need to get to the main wiring behind this dashboard. I never took out a dashboard from a BMW before. I'm normally playing around with classic cars, you know, this is too modern for me. It's only 25 years old. I prefer cars with less complication, you know, when you got a carburetor and you just adjust it and you don't need all this wiring for nonsense. But anyways, this is a challenge for me. It's a less challenge for Graham because he's a professional. I'm doing it as a hobby, so it's a different story. But well, I want to get the Tata finished, and that was my idea, so I have to deal with it.
So we'll start with removing the clocks, unplug all the wiring, pull some of the vents out to find some of the hidden bolts. There's a couple of bolts under the airbag. Be careful of the airbag, given that it's not there. A couple more bolts off, and then just pull as hard as you can, rag it off, keep pulling, and just hope for the best.
After I butchered everything out, there is a fuse box underneath the glove box, which all the wiring, I hope you can see everything I try to show you. It's all the main wiring goes behind all this lot. So this one need to come off. This bracket looks like it's welded on, but I'm pretty sure we can unzip all of this and try to pull the wire out from the cabin.
So now we'll check how to remove it from the factory manual. Just pull as hard as you can.
So here is an access hole. So we're talking about, you know, under the dash, under everywhere. I just took out, how to show you, I just took out 3 bolts holding on this plate, yeah, to try to get that cable feed through coming from the engine bay into the cabin, because all this mess is no way it's gonna get out from that way, because I've not seen any connections. So all this wiring room is connected together, and it's quite a lot of it. So I try to undo all the engine bay wiring now and feed it back into the cabin.
So we'll unplug some of the wiring to the lights. Got to remove the steering column, which is a joy because they're captive bolts. Undo a couple more bolts, scream for help, and help will appear.
So far, that's where I am with the progress of taking the wiring loom out. Seems to be a bit difficult because this car even has curtain airbags, and I think it's just an old E46. You see it's got some bits in there. I need to get that main wiring from the back, so we're saving that big cable just in case if we need it for anything. Not far to go now. I need to take the throttle pedal out because that's a fly-by-wire, so we're gonna need that for the Tata because it's being cable. So we just need to put this throttle pedal in there. So we have to be careful taking that one out. So with these throttle pedals, there is a little clip down in here. It's a bit awkward to film. That's what you need to push down. And these throttle pedals is already start sliding, but it's like a two-stage. So it slips across, then stops. Then you need to play with it again and slide off. Well, that's the plan. Well, good news, the wiring is finally out of the vehicle. And let me show you how big is this wiring loom. You see, that's everything from the cabin, and anything goes out to the engine bay. So what you remember there, that was the fuse box. There was all the wiring in there, that was the dash clock. I have to chop some of them, the wiring over there, here. And let me show you in the back as well. That's the wiring left. They basically for the speakers. Something goes up in the top because there are some sensors in the top, and that's it. And this is all the wiring, so all this wiring and the fuse box and everything have to go into the Tata. This is stripped, so all the wiring is out from there. The engine wiring stay with the engine. There's the ECU wiring, there is the connections ECU actually. So she's ready to rock and roll to go back into the Tata. So the next job is ripping the engine out with the gearbox, and whatever left we're gonna dismantle. Then basically the car is gonna be scrapped. Before we're taking the engine out, need to be disconnecting few more things. So there is exhaust to cut in there, just there, and there is some fuel line. Need to disconnect that one, and after that hopefully the engine can come out.
So to remove the exhaust, if in doubt, get the ripsaw out, cut the exhaust off. We'll now remove the gearbox mount and the prop shaft, pop the front bumper off, and then the engine's ready to come out with the trusty forklift. Jack the back of the gearbox up, lift it over the cross member, and away we go. Drop it on a pallet, and it's ready to go in the hole.
The engine is out, finally. See, that's all good. Check the engine code in there. It's an M54 EV32 out from an E46. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed this episode, and if you want to enjoy more episodes like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I'll see you at the next time when we're putting the engine into the Tata. Ta-da!